So there's a documentary going pretty viral on this app right now, and I watched the whole thing last weekend and was absolutely gagged. Literally sat up in my seat on the couch, gagged, until I realized that they left out a large portion of the story in favor of shock value. It was more important for the filmmakers to shock the audience who was not aware of the case than it was for them to tell a full, complete story that did justice to the victims in this case. And while there could have been like a very in depth portrait about what motivated her to do this, what her background was, how people saw her in town, we didn't get any of that. We just got 45 minutes of pieces of the story being thrown at us, a huge bomb being dropped, and then more platforming of this lady who clearly will do anything for attention. I read this article on The Cut and it really blew open the whole case. And there's a lot of other people on here who have talked about it more in depth. And I myself have talked about it in a video that I just put out today. So you know where to find that. But I just want to say, I think something is happening and has been happening on Netflix for years that we kind of let them pass for, which is that by and large, they put out media that is like the most like lowest common denominator stuff, and we just eat it like so much popcorn. Because this documentary could have gone in depth. I mean, like, the reporter did half the work for them, going to the town and interviewing all of these people. They could have just like found the same people or interviewed the reporter. People do that in documentaries all the time, but they chose not to do that. They chose to tell a story that was more about the twist that happens in the middle than it was about showing the dangers of this woman and what she did to her community. She was schmexually obsessed with a 13 to 15-year-old boy for years, and that obsession led her to then cyberbully her own daughter, telling her daughter to end herself multiple times. And their solution to that was to sit her down on a couch, put a camera in her face, and say, well, why did you do this? We want there to be these clean explanations as to why people like this behave in the ways that they do, but there aren't. And if we've learned anything from decades and decades of interviewing serial killers and them not having any kind of explanation for why they do what they do, or even just like remembering key details about lives that they've ended, we have to learn at some point that these people do things because they think they can get away with them, or because they wanted to, or because it was Tuesday and their ass was itchy. Like, it's not a mystery, it's not rocket science, but it is dangerous to continue to platform these people.